some drops of the oregano oil. That thing, woo! Oregano oil. I ain't gonna show y'all the y'all. This shit coming backwards anyway. But oregano oil, put that shit, put it in, put the drops under your tongue. Woo! It's supposed to stop you from getting sick. It's supposed to stop everything. It's supposed to shut down all toxins. It's supposed to make sure that you're healthy for the rest of your life. It's supposed to give you brand new life. It's supposed to keep you on top of the game. It's supposed to make sure that you never call out of work. All I know is it burns. It burns, baby. We good? We good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels good. Urban Therapy with Son Show. My name is O. You can call me Son because I am the one. And I mean the one because I mean 1 + 1 = 2. That's my name. You know how we do. And y'all, my crew. Yeah, it's going to be that way. We do this thing each and every day. The way that I portray myself to be is really the same thing as I do because I'm healthy. Healthy in mind and healthy in body. My body is a little questionable, but I'm working on it, Hottie. Everything is going to be okay. We do this thing like every day. And then I say, and that's the absolute truth. We don't take no days off because I think if I miss a day, I feel soft because I feel obligated. I hate it. I know that y'all was waiting for a long time. I'm glad you waited. And I stated just like the facts. It's facts. I can't act like this is the way I back myself into a corner. Want to be just down like a submarine. I'm still gonna be on here, itching to be here. Scratch that itch. Life is a boop. We doing this thing and we sew it up like a stitch. Word. And I'ma be rich one of these days. I'm still stacking my money and doing my plays. Okay. So today on the Urban Therapy with Son Show, we are talking about the real reason why some people are stingy with their love. Now, I ain't want to put, I really meant like why they stingy with the sex. But if I put that on YouTube get a little funny. YouTube gets a little funny. Y'all know I don't believe in censorship. I don't believe that you should have to pad your words and you shouldn't be able to say what you want to say and all that kind of stuff, especially when these are just regular words in the English language, not even 4-letter words, not even bad words. Oh, Daryl said a bad word, Mom. Potty mouth Daryl. D got a potty mouth. But in me taking that stance, I also run the risk of them not promoting my shows the way that I would like them to be promoted. So it's like a little, I just don't like to compromise myself. That's just how I am. So in order to compromise without totally compromising, I said the real reason why some people are stingy with their love. Stingy with their love. In other words, they're not giving up no boop or no dude. They ain't giving up no boop if they're a woman, and they ain't giving out no if they're a man. What's the reason? What could be the real reason? Well, there isn't any one real reason. There are a variety of reasons, individual reasons. Like for this person over here, it might be because, and this couple over here is, and for these people they're just friends with benefits, it's like that the reason how come they, but this married couple over here, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, so there's no cookie cutter reason. There's no central reason why, but there are a bunch of individual reasons, and you may have had some of those reasons for yourself. And you know, when we talk about the word stingy, let's take a few minutes, seconds, whatever, to talk about the word stingy, because what might be stingy to somebody else might be quite liberal to another person. In other words, you know, when it comes to sex, some people, you know, want to have sex every single day. So if they can't have sex every single day, multiple times a day for some people, then they might feel like, oh, you being stingy, you being stingy, you must be messing around with somebody else, or you know what I mean, you don't love me. Speaking of the don't love me part, if you've ever known anybody or dealt with somebody who really took not having sex with them personally, like I know some people have been close to me. Not in my own situation, but some people have been close to me and they express like, yo, you know, like my mom and my dad, they did it all the time. Now, how they know they did it all the time, I don't know. But I guess they knew that they mom never refused their dad, and they figured that was the way it was supposed to be. And I'm not going to say that that's not the way it was supposed to be, but if you take somebody else's example, even if it's the example in your family, and you use that to say, well, this is the way it has to be because, or this is the way it's supposed to be because this is the way I was raised and this is the way I grew up, then you don't really give yourself a chance to pave your own way, forge your own path. So your mama or your daddy's reasons for doing what they did can't always apply to your situation. And sometimes for some people, that's a hard lesson to learn. For some people, in some situations, that's a hard lesson to learn, but it could be a valid reason. My brother Clay, you know what? I got to get on you. You know what I mean? Because we did that show last night that you requested. You, my brother, you requested that show last night about hip hop verses. Where were you, sir? Yes, I'm going to have to be the teacher. I'm going to have to be your supervisor, your manager. Where were you? You said, yes, look at my comment on the show. I'm going to get to it. But I'm going to get to it. But in that, when I read that comment, it better be something about, you know, blood, an emergency room, ambulance, a baby, you know, a major emergency. It better be something about that because now I can't do nothing about this right now. But you can best believe when I get a chance, you get pink slipped. Yes. You're going to get a pink slip. You're going. Don't try to. You, sir, are getting a pink slip. Yes, you are. I'm pink slipping niggas. I'm pink slip. Yes. What? What do you mean I can't? Yes, I can. And I will. Man, let me see. Let me have a look at your comment right now. We will get this settled. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. No, that's not for this. Oh. I don't see nothing here. Okay, wait. I ain't see nothing about blood, gore, emergency room, you know what I mean? Staying up all night, hoping that everything, I didn't see nothing about a chaplain coming in, praying over the body, the funeral arrangements. Where's that part? Where that part at, Clay? Pink slip. That's what it says. It says right here, yo, son, I deserve to be pink slip. Yes, I don't know what got into me, forcing you to do this show. And then I purposely stood to show up. Yeah, I know people were waiting for me. And yes, I am known as a contributor to this, a very popular contributor. Yes, I know all of that, but I still dissed y'all. Where's that part? Pink slip, pink slip, pink slip, pink slip. Got a pink slip, Clay. Today, pink slip, Clay. Today, pink slip, Clay. Pink slip, Clay. That's what's gotta happen today. Yeah, you still my brother. Yeah, from another mother. But I gotta give you a pink slip, my brother. Ain't no way around it. I found it in my heart to give you a pink slip from the start. And I don't know how pink the pink slip is going to get, but you going to get that shit because I'm swerving around the corner. You don't think you're getting a pink slip, but you're gonna. And nobody can stop it. Yo, you think, no, stop it. Yo, you got to get the pink slip. Yo, let the pink slip rip. Yo, serve him. Make sure the constable come around to give that shit. This is in the house for you. Yeah, house arrest. You ain't coming out. Yo, turn on the DG show until you turn it out. That's my word. That's my word. Yo, you got the pink slip on the 3rd. Yes, you got the pink slip on the 3rd. Got the pink slip on the 3rd. July 3rd, but now it's the 4th. You was absent from the show last night, of course. Now you might say, don't make a big deal. Come on, son, you know how I go. A brother Phil, and I'm always making sure that I put it down. And you know, if I was awake, I'd come around. Yeah, but I don't care, because sometimes I'm petty. And I don't want to be like that, but sometimes I'm ready. And I'm ready to make sure you get a pink slip out this bitch. For real, son. Judge and jury. Judge and jury. Hold on. Because Tom is in here. That's your co-defendant. Judging. Sentencing. Yeah, for any of y'all that are new to this platform, yes, we hold our people accountable. He said last Friday he was on the show and everybody was all hyped like, yo, son, can you do a show about, rap verses? And then we would all participate. No matter, you ain't gotta go to jail. We ain't doing it real like that for real. But I'm saying, son, gotta get the pink slip. And what we gonna do about that shit is our biz. So, you know what time it is. Giving them the pink slip right now. Real shit. Yeah. We gonna get back on the sub. Everything is gonna be all right up in this club. This is a club of roller coaster, Nostra, kind of like that mob shit, and it's supposed to make sure that everybody stays loyal. And I ain't saying that you straight from the pad, but do the math, kid. I just wanted you to be here and spit them lines, because I know it's going to be like mine. And them shits is going to be hot as fire. But you wasn't here, and I'm staying mad as shit. Get bailiff, get him out of here. Get him, serve him, get. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Get him out. 30 days. 30 days. 30 days. We'll fill you in on the particulars later. 30 days. 30 days, son. Shit. Time, my brother, man. It's like his jungle sometimes. Oh, man. All right. We good. Levels is 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 what? Level. Levels is good. 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 Let's do this shit just like we should, yo. Today we talk about won't give no love. No dick, no ass, no push, no shove. And it be like that sometimes you in that shit. And it makes you feel like you're illegit. Yo, how did I get hooked up with this joint? Yo, I thought for a second we had it going on. We was the closest thing, kind of like peanut butter and jelly on the same sandwich. But a man, shit, I can't get no love. It's been like a couple of months. It's going on like the 6 months. And I can't get next to you, even though I'm blessed to be right with you. I even got papers and I feel like you strung me along and made me have to write this song. You ain't giving up no ass. Don't even treat me nice. My boys be trying to give me all the advice, saying, yo, oh, it's time for you to move on. Come to me with the strip club. You know how it goes, yo, son. I'm like, nah, that ain't gonna fix it. I got kids by this bitch. Okay, so that's what we getting into today. That's what we doing. That's what we getting into today. Stingy with their love. But don't get me wrong, because it's not all about sex. Sometimes you could actually be talking about love. You know how many people, I don't know about you, but do you know how many people I've known that are married that told me that they never say that they love, you know, they don't express that they love each other. They don't be like, yo, I love you. I'm like, hold on. Y'all married. And y'all don't ever say that, you know, yo, I love you, baby. Ever. And they stand by that shit. Like, no, I don't never tell my wife that I love her. Or I don't never tell my husband that I love him. And I'm like, that's a flex for you? And you know when it's really messed up when it's like a flex for them. Like they really think they doing something. Like, so when you stood in front of stood at the altar and said to love, wait a minute, do they do say love in the original vows, right? The cookie cutter vows or whatever, to having the hold, the honor, obey, whatever, all that old shit that they say. They do say something about love, right? No, there is the word love in there. Man, look this shit up. Hold on. Is the word love mentioned in the original marriage vows? Okay. Yes, the word love is explicitly included in the traditional marriage vows. Dating back to 1549 English Book of Common Prayer, the historic wording commits both partners to a lifelong promise to love and to cherish till death do us part. And say it. To love and to cherish. Okay. So you lied. You stood at the altar, you lied. What's wrong with you, you liar? Why you be lying? You said that you would honor and cherish. Do you know what honor and cherish means? Oh, I thought they meant like honor with cherries. I'll buy some cherries. I bought some cherries. I was just kind of waiting for the price to go down. You know, they was like $6.99 a pound. I couldn't pay that. Those tariff prices. But now they like $3.99 a pound. I go get some cherries. I'm gonna honor my spouse with some cherries. Love, nigga. Anyway, like I said, some people look at that like it's a flex. Like it's a flex. Like, yeah, my man told me, he was like, nah, man, we don't do that. I don't tell my wife that I love her or whatever. I do what I'm supposed to do. But all that love stuff, we don't do. I'm like, let me get this straight. You don't make the declaration of love to her, but you had a baby by her. And when you found out that she was stepping out on you before y'all got married, when you found out she was with another man, before, this is after you proposed, you found out that she had eyes for another nigga. You still said, all right, wait a minute. You my shorty. You my shorty. You are my lady. My girl. You're everything I need and more. You are my lady. Your heart. Something. That was before y'all had a child together. So what made you do that? Could it be love? Could it be love? Could it be love? Could it be love? Yo, it had to be something. Heart was pumping a whole lot of sangria. You see? That's blood in Spain. Understand what I'm saying when I say your name. I feel the blood coursing through my veins. Make my beat until the beat. Check it out. 81. Beat, check it out. 81. Treasure 3. Beat until the beat. So I don't know. And you know, you have to take into consideration that niggas be flexing and talking shit. So he may have just told me that he don't tell his wife that he love her. Or maybe maybe he used to tell her that he loved her and something soured over the years. The crazy thing about it, she was a lot younger than him. You know how these old heads be. So he was like a good 14, 15 years older than her. So you know how that go. So she was young and spry, getting high, young and spry, getting high, young and spry, getting high. You was just getting a little older, trying to get by. I asked myself what was on my mind. Livest young joint I could find. Body crazy, shit is on 10. Back then, I couldn't resist. Give me a kiss, a little bit of love. Oh, still that words. Oh shit. What we doing, ma? I said hi. I ain't gonna let the next man ride off with mine. I'ma wipe you up right there. One time for your mind. One time for your mind. One time for your. One time for your mind. One time for your. One time for your mind. Yo, I don't understand how you gonna be married to a chick and you flexing, telling me. I mean, why would you even tell me? Don't tell me no shit like that. I ain't impressed by that shit. I mean, I'll tell a chick I love her even if I didn't love her. Like, yo, you know I love you, baby. Say you my baby, I love you. All right, I gotta go. Yeah, but I love you know, I mean, come on now. Listen, I was raised by a dad who told me it don't hurt shit for you to tell nobody that you love them. I was like, but dad, but you be taking this shit too far. You know, like you out there making families. Yeah, but you know what I mean? But all my kids came from love. That's what my pop told me. He told me, he said, all my kids came from love. You know what I mean? Fuck what you heard. I don't care. The act of lust may have been on the menu, but it was love at the same time. I ain't hate the bitch, that's for sure. I was like, all right, Pop, I feel you. I mean, I ain't mad. But some people act like telling somebody that they love them is just like, you literally took a piece of their heart by doing that shit. Like, okay. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna channel my inner Rick James and Smokey Robinson. I love you. And I bet you didn't know that, girl. You didn't know that I need you right now, baby. Right now, baby. And I bet you didn't know that, ebony eyes. I mean, if you don't feel that way about your chick, why are you with her? And these young boys out here, these young cats and YNs, they be acting like they love they boys more than they. I don't understand that shit. Listen, man, crew love, all that shit. And fuck all that shit. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? You fucking that nigga? You mean to tell me your girl call, she needs something, you put her on hold because your homie what? What in the Brokeback Mountain water fountain? Hold on. What in the Brokeback Mountain segregated water fountain? Yo, this is the bad shit in this mountain to the shit that I don't want to add up. You trying to be woman down and add up. I don't know. I can't understand that. We ain't getting into that right now. Give me the cat over any other thing. Because if I'm going to go down, I'm going down with a swing. All right. So this is what we doing. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Saturday from 2 p.m. till around 3:30-ish. And the reason that we say 3:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. And it is Saturday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feel like real men and women should as well. Today, we are talking about the real reason that some people are stingy with their love, huh? The real reason that some people are stingy with their love. Oh, we got a troll. You are not Brian. Stop trying to be like him. I didn't know LeBron had a show. I thought he was a basketball player. He a good dude, though. Shout out to LeBron. I hope you're talking about LeBron James. I don't know. When y'all trolls, y'all be talking about shit that nobody else know or give a fuck about. Like, for example, I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. You said I take care of my bros first before her. Yeah, because you a faggot. Oh, shit. Yeah, I mean, you probably are. Think about it. Think about the reason that you would put a man in front of your woman. Not a woman, but your woman. Think about how that would benefit you. You put your man's ahead of your woman, the woman that you chose, that you swap body fluids with, that you tell all your little secrets to, that you swear to your bros that you keep. Yeah, you put him in front of her. You probably have kids by her. She's the one that's supposed to make your heart beat and supposed to make you feel like a man. But you put your bro in front of her because he makes you feel like a man, don't he? Yeah, you're gay, sir. I mean, hey, listen, if that's what it is, that's what it is. It's going to come out eventually. But you got to really think about what you're saying. You put your bros first. It's funny because all of those rappers back in the early 90s, those West Coast rappers, they the ones who started all this anti-female shit. You know what I mean? We don't love them hoes. Snoop and all of them was talking about they don't love them hoes, and they was fighting over them hoes. All of them got married. All of them was mad. They was mad when when certain dudes was smutting they chicks and all of that, but they don't love them hoes. That shit was all for money, son. But your dickhead ass, you took that as real law. Like, yeah, bros over hoes. For what? What is your bro over your hoe going to do? Your bro make you feel good? He rub on your back, run his fingers through your hair. Y'all be going to jail a lot. He braids your hair. Yeah, it's a bro who braided your hair in jail, ain't it? You're looking awfully cute there with that baby hair pumping. Yeah, I call dudes who get their braids shaped up. I call that baby hair. They got the baby hair. You probably one of them baby hair having ass niggas. This is why you ain't got no picture on your profile. I get it. Oh man, he said you the type to not help the bros and get used to. Man, I'm 55 years old. I'll be 56 next month. Got no fucking bros that can't take care of themselves. You sound dumb. Yo, I marked this show not for kids. What is this baby doing in here? Have a good fourth man? No doubt. What up, Swamp? Thanks for coming through. I appreciate you. Remix my swag. When Axel Foley says, Brett, bro, I've been saying that. I'm just saying. Like, these dudes don't know. I don't know that if they know how they sound. They sounding very limp-wristed. You know what I mean? They got that limp-wristed talk. Like, yeah. Bros before hoes. Bros, well, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Anyway, this show is about the real reason that some people don't show love. And there are good reasons. There can be good reasons for this. All right, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to get my chair. And we're going to have this conversation right here. Well, I'm going to go get my chair. Here we go. Let's get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we going to solve, y'all. All right. Let's go with some of the more obvious reasons why a woman might hold out on sex. Can we do that? Because most men have been through this at some point. You know what most men won't do? Own up to their part in it. Most women don't just shut down the coochie on you. That's not normally how it happens. Oh, yo, shorty is coming on through. What's up, you? Yeah, what we do? What up, shorty?
Hey.
What's the deal, ma?
What's up, son? Hey, chat. Hey, family. Others.
You know, we doing what we supposed to do. Now, how long you been listening? Don't lie. I said, don't fucking lie.
You were late coming on, so I came on for a minute, and then I came back, and then you were still playing the drums. So then I got off and came back. So I listened for a while.
So you just couldn't miss your opportunity to bring up some old shit that happened a long time ago.
Did you just ask me a question? I just answered the question. It was 5 seconds
That's not
ago.
the question I asked. The question I asked had to do.
How long I've been listening? I just told you.
I was looking for a direct number. This is a miscommunication issue that I'm really, really unappreciative about.
I answered it.
I've changed the name of this show to The Real Reason Why Some Women Won't Answer Direct Questions. We gonna get into that.
I answered
Scratch all that other shit. Let me go edit the title of this show. You sound a real Republican like right now. You know?
Oh no, don't do that. Oh my God.
You sound a real Republican right now. You know what I'm saying?
As trash as that shit going on today is, please don't do that.
I'm just saying. Okay, so we talk about I was just about to get into the real reason why some women might withhold sex. So you being a woman, you might be able to relate. But before you get into it, I'm going to say this because I was starting to say that a lot of men don't normally like to own up to the part that they may have played in that. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
if like I'm thinking, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, um, women don't normally just stop having sex with a man if that's not how they were doing from the beginning. Now she was already a cold fish out the gate, and you thought that maybe if you bought her stuff or if you wifed her or if you waited for a long time that she was going to magically start opening up the gates to her coochie, then that's on you. But but if she was already always willing to jump in the sack with you, and then all of a sudden she started being like, I don't wanna, I ain't gonna, I can't make it. I'm the opposite of I'll be there. Then it could have a lot to do, or at least something to do with something that you did. Now, one of the main reasons that I know that a woman will stop having sex with her man is when she don't trust him. So if she has found out that he's been cheating, or she knows that he's been cheating, he may not admit it or whatever, but she knows that he been sneaking out. Like she don't want to, women can get very, very concerned about, contracting, STDs and stuff like that. And it's a loyalty issue. So she might not want to let you go. She might still love you. But now it's like she's choosing her spot. So it's like, all right, he might not burn me the third weekend of next month. But today he might be a little dirty. It's a possibility. But a lot of men aren't going to admit that part. So when they complaining to their boys or when they complaining to their therapist, like, well, she don't never forgive me. I messed up one time and that was a long time ago. That was before we ever got together and all of that, even though that might be a lie. He might not want to own that part. He expects her to be able to switch on to exactly the way that she was before, even after a trauma. And that might not be the case. That might not be a reality that he's going to be able to come to grips with. You know what I mean? So what do you say about that, Kim?
I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else. I can speak for me. So I think the only time, I know the only time I've ever withheld sex, one was intentional because of a situation, and the other was just life stress. So it was a performance issue. The one time I did was because, if I tell you I don't like something and you continue to do it, to me, what you said is fuck me. And if you feel that way, then I say fuck you.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
He had this thing about flirting, and it's always flirting. It's just flirting. And my thought to that was, you wouldn't like it if I did it. And never put me in a position where another woman feels so comfortable because you flirted with her that she can walk up to you if we're out on the street together and think it's okay to flirt with you because you made her feel like you're available. That's what flirting is. You're making this person feel like you're available. And if you're available, let me help you become available. And so in that moment, I said, there's no sense for us to have sex anymore because you're available. And since you're available, then you go find somebody else to have sex with.
Okay.
And I'm not the person you can say, well, let me prove you. Oh, since you told me to do it, I'm going to go do it and things go back to normal. Because, see, the moment you do it, that solidifies what I said. The difference is when you do it, you're going to do it for lust. I'm going to do it and make it sting. So it's best not to play that game with me. So he continued to flirt after I told him that I don't like it. And his, oh, girls, just flirting, it don't mean nothing. And I said, let me show you. So we stopped having sex. And he thought I was playing, and I wasn't. And then it just ended up to a breakup. Cause now I don't want to have sex with you no more. You available for the world, you for the streets. I'm good. So that's one. But the second time, it wasn't intentional. It was just because I was stressed dealing with family shit. And I just couldn't give anything to it. Like, that wasn't anything I could yield to. I couldn't, no matter how much we tried to try to relax me, that didn't help. Like, I was so stressed up about dealing with life. So when those things happen, yeah, that's it. But I'm not one of the ones to do that. Like, it has to really be something where I'm withholding, because I'm kind of the aggressor when it comes to that. So for me to withhold, you have had to done something so disrespectful to me. Time, don't do that. I love you, man. Today is the day, but fuck that happy 4th of July bullshit. I don't give a fuck about this country like that. Especially the shit I seen today. Hell to the no. But thank you. I appreciate the sentiment. Happy barbecue day. But yeah, so I'm not going to withhold just because. It has to really be meaningful. And if it's a place where I feel like you're disrespecting me, I am definitely going to withhold. But if I'm withholding, that means we'll probably agree come to an end, because I'm not going to waste my time in that area. I don't play around when it comes to stuff like that. If you're going to be available for the world, go be available for the world. Because I'm not in love with you. So bye. And if it's life stressing me, then I can come back and we can make that right. But and when life is stressing me, my libido's not working. So there's that.
Well, whether or not you're speaking for anybody else's situation or not, you definitely haven't reinvented the wheel on your personal situation. I've heard plenty of reasons just like that. And that's still one of those things that I'm sure that the men that you had to do that with, or whether you only had to do it one time or you did it multiple times, I'm sure they didn't want to own their part in it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you're looking at it like, well, you just taking things too serious or going too far, or, like whatever. But they don't realize that when you, just like what you were saying, if you let somebody know that you don't like something and they continue to do it blatantly, then that's like total, that's disrespectful, and it's disregarding you. It's showing total disregard for your feelings, your desires, and what you like. So why would you show favor to somebody that obviously doesn't care about what your feelings are, or what you want? Because like, some people can put their personal feelings aside and just continuously do for somebody else. I get it. Everybody can't be expected to do that. And even with the people who do that, there might come a point where they say, well, you know what? I've given enough. Now it's time for me to receive. If you don't want to give to me, then we just gonna rock out like that. But bottom line is, when it comes to withholding sex, there's normally a reason for that. If they stopped abruptly, if they already was only doling it out to you, like, you can have a little here, a little, then okay. I mean, you chose that. You already knew what it was hitting for. And because there have been men who claim that, these women trick you into marrying them, thinking that, they gonna do the right things or whatever after you marry them, and then after you marry them, now they got you trapped and they don't feel like they got to do shit. And I be thinking to myself, like, so let me get this straight. You saying that she did a total 360, Kim, that fan of yours, You know what I mean? I know it's 100 degrees over there, but that fan of yours, you're gonna have to, you know what I mean, turn it away from your microphone. You know what I mean? Put it to your back
Okay,
or
what
something.
about now?
It's fine now. It's fine now.
Is that better?
Yeah, but see, I was gonna have to withhold talking to you. You see how this works? But thanks for taking some
I mean, I get
accountability.
it. I know it's loud. I know it's loud, and I apologize, but
Nah, you good, you good, you good.
just tell me, and I'll try to fix it the best way I can.
All right, cool. So, yeah, you telling me that that your woman did a total 360 on you, and a lot of times that's not true. She was already holding out. Now you can ask yourself, well, what's the reason why she would be holding out in the first place? There could be a variety of reasons, some that she may have shared with you, and some things she may not have shared. Like, there's a good chance she might not be attracted to you. If you know, like maybe she thought you was all right. You know what I mean? She might not have really thought you were handsome. Maybe she just thought you was all right, but you was flashing cash. And you kind of said, I don't really care if you attracted to me or not. Listen, I got what you need and I'll pay for it. Come get with this. So you looked at it like it was a challenge. Okay. She met the challenge. Now you stuck. You pay it for everything. So every time you want to fuck, you got to pay. You want love from her, you got to pay. She had kids for you for free because you got to pay. So you locked in. But you had some control of that situation. But you were okay with the fuck shit. And now you stuck with the fuck shit. So until you start owning your part in a situation, like constantly pointing the finger at somebody, that ain't gonna work. Like, she was treating you like shit the whole ride, dog. But you wasn't looking at it like that because you made a smile with a couple of dollars. Now you hoping that she'll smile for free. She don't do that for you. She'll do that for the next man though. Somebody that she really likes, she'll do that, but not for you. She don't really like you, and you might be her husband. But it is what it is. So it's a sad state of affairs. It really, really is. But, people have more control over their situations than they like to give credit. But when you find yourself in a situation like that, and you got to ask yourself, now, that's withholding sex. That's withholding love. The withholding love part is complicated.
I think it is. Because there are many reasons for that. And some of them I think we don't realize. I remember somebody I really did care about a lot and had considered maybe marrying one day. When we came to an end, it was because of me. And he told his grandmother that I broke his heart and he would never want to date me again or give me another chance. And I'm like, dang, he act like I slept with his cousin or something. What is the problem? And when we finally had a chance to get past how he felt and talk about it, he was like, because I never told him I loved him. And I was like, I can't believe I never told you I loved you. And when I started responding and saying things to him, he was like, listen to what you're saying to me. You're saying you did all these acts of love. He said, but you never told me you loved me. And when I thought about it, he was telling the truth. I never did. And it wasn't intentional. It just was, I think for a lot of us, or many of us, I'm not going to say a lot, many of us, my mother was raising 3 children by herself. So she worked. She ran her house like a shit. And she showed acts of love. She showed us that she loved us. But she didn't spend a lot of time saying, I love you. So I think that's a characteristic I picked up from her and brought it into my adult life. Well, at least back then anyway. um not saying the words I love you, just doing things, showing acts of love, but never saying it. Because we do have a lot of parents, especially 70s parents, 60s, excuse me,
Bless you.
60s, thank you, 60s and 70s parents who didn't say I love you, and especially a lot of the dads, but a lot of them didn't say I love you. Even now, I don't say I love you to my dad, and he doesn't say I love you to me, but we always end with love and peace, as our version of saying it. And so,
So wait,
whereas
wait,
with
wait.
my,
So instead of saying I love you, y'all just say love and peace.
yep.
Okay.
And so, even with my aunt, I don't recall her saying I love you back in the 80s and not even in the 90s. But now, before we hang up a call or end a visit, she says, I love you. Like,
Mm.
you have to say it back to her. That's just how we move. But she didn't do that when we were younger. So I think some of that is the response to people are carrying over what we saw, how we were raised, the things we picked up from the people in our the adults in our family, and it rides with us for a little bit, and it takes a while for us to realize this may not be the way to do things. I don't think there's intention to it because I didn't intentionally withhold love from him, but I just didn't say the words, and for him it wasn't enough. I needed to say the words. For him, it felt like I was just playing with him, and I wasn't. I was serious, but I just didn't say the words, and that was a big deal to him because he did come from a family where those words were exact. They meant it, and they said it a lot. So it just like even my grandma. I love my grandmother with everything, and she loved me, and I knew it. But I don't recall her saying it too often, although she showered me with love all the time, but she never said it often. And I remember those were the last words we really had that were normal before she passed, before the tragedy. 2 days before I found her deceased, the last thing she said to me was, I love you. So it's just kind of, I don't know, it took me a minute to make that connection, and really now like I need to say it to people who I care about and who I love, because I don't know when that moment is going to come, and I get to say it again. So now I make an effort to say it. Not that I need to make an effort in the relationship, but I make an effort to say the words because of what happened with my grandmother. But I think a lot of it too is people just grow up in that, and we don't realize it. I think in our teen years and dating in our 20s and sometimes even into our 30s, we don't recognize these habits we carry from our childhood into our adult relationships, because in all honesty, our parents, especially some of the black 70s parents, they barely told us about the birds and the bees. In all honesty, I remember my son's father, his dad's thing was, are you having sex? All right, that's a good one. And pretty much that was it. And when it was his turn to talk to our son, it was so stupid. I was like, don't you tell him nothing else, you dummy. So, and it's just because he was saying stupid shit he learned from his father. So I think that may have a big effect on how people use the term and maybe even respond to it. Because some people feel like if I'm doing this, I pay the bills, I do X, Y, Z. Don't you know I love you? And they think that's enough, and sometimes it's not. And it should never be. It should never be enough. So
Yeah, because I don't, all right. I don't know if showing love could ever replace actually saying it. And that's why I did a video on that shit a little while ago, where the thing is, you can't prove that the things that you do for somebody is because you love them. Because you might do some of those things for a stranger. Do you love them? Do you love that stranger? If you're a genuinely decent person, if you're a generous person, you're a giving person, you're a kind person, it's going to take away the exclusivity that somebody may feel that you're giving towards them. Well, he or she does things for everybody. So how can I take the things that he does for me as love? His boys from childhood. He helps them out whenever he can. He looks out for them and their families. Everybody in his family, he's the one that they can come to, or she does this. She gives at the homeless shelter. She volunteers her time. She gives to the kids in the neighborhood. I don't know if that things that he or she are doing equal love. So if you never actually, that's why I be telling people, like, you got to qualify that shit. You may not have to say I love you all the time, but make sure you get that shit out, because just like in court, you're going to be held accountable for what you said. If you can prove that I never said that, just like Kim, if I give you, if you ask to borrow $500 from me, and I give you the $500, and you said, well, look, I'm gonna pay you back as soon as I get my check, blah, 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 blah. And then when your check come, you never pay me the money back. Now, if I say, well, you know what, I'm gonna take her to court. I need my $500 back. And she played me. If we go to court and it's my word against yours, like I don't have any proof, like I gave you the $500 in cash, and it's my word against yours, like you could easily say, no, he gave me the money, because first of all, he liked me. He liked me, so he gave me the 500, thinking that that was going to make him my girlfriend. I mean, my boyfriend or something like that, and it didn't go down like that. But I took his money because I needed it. How am I going to prove that it was a loan? That's why people with loans, they started. That's why they started writing in the memo section, loan, because people was getting burned left and right by that kind of shit. So sometimes a verbal agreement doesn't stand up in court, but if it can be proven that you said it, like if in the case you have witnesses, you know what I mean, that can testify that no, it wasn't no loan. You know what I mean? I mean, it wasn't no gift. She called him. We got voicemails. We got text messages of her asking to borrow the money. Boom. You owe $500 now. Got a judgment. So, I was thinking about this shit. And you know what? My mom, she didn't say I love you a lot. And I was thinking, like, did she ever say that shit? Now, I never questioned whether she loved me, because she always put me first. She put me first in all situations, always bragged on me, never shitted on me, fronted on me, or whatever. So I always knew. But I got to thinking, like, my dad always said he loved me. Everybody, he was the love man. It was always, I love you, son. I love you, boy. I love you. So me and him always had that verbal exchange of I love you. And I was thinking, how come me and my mom don't have that? And we just as close. I made my mom start doing it. She wasn't adverse to it. It's just maybe the way she grew up, maybe they didn't say that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So as an adult, because I didn't really think about it when I was a child. Like I said, I've never questioned whether she loved me, not for a half a second. When I got older, I started thinking, like, people starting to pass away and shit like that. It'd be like, they never said they loved you, but you knew it because blah blah blah. Or just like you said, the last time I saw them, they said that I said, you know what? Let me see. Like the first few times when I leave her crib, but I'd be like, I love you, Mom, and she'd be like, I said I love you, Mom. Oh, I love you too, baby. I love you. So I had to get her into it. It wasn't that, she just wasn't used to saying it outright. And I'm thinking, like, you was married to my dad, you was married to my stepdad. Did I ever hear them verbalize, yo, I love you? I don't remember actually hearing that. Now, I can't say that it didn't get said, because I know it was felt. Um, but once again, my mom knows how to take care of a man. Very domestic. You know what I mean? She's not one of those pushback type of women, even though she's very independent when and if she needs to be. But when she's with a man, she's with a man. So she cooks, she cleans, she irons, and she take ass to work. She about that life. So, but yeah, sometimes you got to actually say it. So as we're talking about the real reasons why somebody would be stingy with their love. Now we're talking about being stingy. So we're talking about somebody refusing to either say I love you or refusing to actually show it in any kind of way. And you have to ask yourself, well, why would you even be with somebody like that? Okay, well, what if you're not with them? What if you're trying to get with them and they're showing signs of life here and there, but they're inconsistent? So whereas you really are trying to put something together, but you feel like you're the only one that's trying to do this most of the time. Every now and then they come through and they start acting like they ready, but not as consistently as you would need to be comfortable. Now, what could be the real reason for that? They could be sometimey, two-faced, bipolar, or they might not really. It's possible to be physically attracted to somebody and not really be emotionally attracted to them, and vice versa. And so if you're physically attracted to somebody but not emotionally attracted to them, you might be able to have sex with them and shit like that. But as far as your heart is concerned, you may hold back on the love because, like, they might get on your nerves or some shit. You know what I mean? You ever been with somebody that play around too much? Like you fucking irritating. Like, I don't mind playing every now and then, but you're annoying. And if
I think that's a better conversation when you talk about being physically attracted or emotionally attracted, because I think there's a couple I know now, they're married, but I can tell the woman is not emotionally attracted to him. And now, honestly, she expresses that she's not physically attracted. And I think some of it is her mental derangement. That's number one. But I think some of it is she only married him as a competition with her siblings. I don't think she was attracted in the first place, but I still think that's a conversation to even have about the difference between the two, because as adults, a lot of people don't understand that. They don't understand that it's a lot to it when it comes to love, and they don't understand there is a difference between a physical attraction and an emotional attraction. That's like when cheating comes in place. Like my one friend, her thing is always, if he just cheating and fucking, that's one thing. But if he's cheating and he's talking to this lady about his life and things he wants, his goals, he has an emotional connection, and that's where we have a problem.
Yeah. Like I was saying, if you are emotionally attracted to somebody but not physically attracted to them, it might be hard for you to jump in the sack with them, hold hands with them, snuggle up with them, hug it out with them. It might be hard to do that. Like, I think you can appreciate somebody's intellect. You can be fascinated by them, but still feel like, let's say it's something that should be fixable, but for some reason it's not getting fixed. Have you ever dealt with somebody that has like a funny smell?
No, because I don't know.
Okay, I have. And it wasn't a hygiene issue. she used to wear this perfume. The perfume was called Sam Sarah. This was like,
Never heard of
okay,
it.
this was all the way back in 1990. But she used to wear this perfume, and I hated it. You know, and you know how every cologne or perfume doesn't smell the same on everybody.
No, it doesn't.
So
It's definitely a chemical.
so it's funny because I hated this perfume because because she wore it and I don't think it mixed well with her chemistry, her pH, whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
It shit stunk to me. It was a funny. It didn't stink like trash, but it stunk like, what is that shit? You know what I mean? Like that ain't. Why
Hmm.
would you? And I didn't know that it was that until she told me. She's like, I didn't know if it was like some lotion that she wore, but because I hate to say this, because she was African shit, and Africans sometimes, you know what I mean, they smell a little different. You know what I'm saying? They smell a little different till they get over here and get into our way of doing things. And it's not just Africans. A lot of Europeans and all of that, they don't use all of those perfumes, soaps, and products like we use in the United States. In the United States, we fight hard never to smell like an actual person. They don't do that other places around the world. So yeah, that Sam Sarah shit. So she was a cutie, had a body. You know what I mean? Sex was pretty good and all that. But I was like, that shit was turning me off. It really, really was. And my boy, he used to talk about Sam Sarah like, yo, that shit smell good as shit. I was like, maybe it smells different on some people. He not everything smells good to everybody, just like everything doesn't taste good to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So these things can send mixed signals or confusing or conflicting signals to your psyche when you are trying to hook up with somebody or be with somebody or show love, whatever. It can get in the way. So the signals that you may be sending somebody, you may think that you're sending positive signals. Meanwhile, they feeling like, yo, you just don't give a fuck about me, huh? Here I am
Yeah.
trying to be with you. I'm trying to do everything for you. I'm trying to be accommodating to you. And like you act like you wouldn't give me a rubber stamp for a letter if I asked you for it. And but like
That's why communication is so important. It truly is. That's why communication is extremely important. Instead of holding on to these thoughts, it's important to sit down and really have the conversation and be like, hey, something's not connecting here. Let's get this, let's air this out. Put it on the table and wipe it off. You know, because a conversation can make a huge difference in a relationship. Like you said, the perfume was offensive to you. And I imagine a simple conversation saying, it's something here that I don't like this a lot. And maybe you could express that's where you have a conversation like, I don't like this scent on you. And if she was into you like that, she'd be like, okay, maybe I'll try something different. Y'all go together and do sense together or whatever. But it's just a conversation. Like, if this guy had told me at the time, you never told me you loved me back then and made me aware of it, maybe we would have been in a different place. Maybe it wouldn't have taken 10 plus years for us to come back together and have the conversation. Well, by then it was too late because I'm in a relationship with somebody else. And now I'm not going to break up with them to be with you because that feeling is gone, long gone. Because you basically said I was trash and you didn't want nothing else to do with me. This is what you told your grandmother. So what are we doing here? But when I
Wait a
found out it
minute.
was
He
something
didn't
so,
say trash.
yeah, but that's how I took it.
Exactly. See, then that's you
So
just said communication. Trash means trash.
again, this is in the past. And so if we had had that conversation when we were in the midst of it, then I would have been aware of it. And then I could have explained to him, it's not that I don't love you. Don't feel like that. But we never had that conversation till it was too soon, too late. I mean, too long, too late.
Mhm.
So that's why I say communication is big. And of course, in our 20s and 30s, we probably didn't do a lot of it. But now in our 40s and 50s and beyond, it is what's for me anyway. For me, communication is a big deal. Like, don't wait until tomorrow to tell me this is the thing that annoys you today. Tell me today, right now. Because if we don't have that connection, we're wasting time. And none of us have time to waste at this point. We're on the other side of it. We are closer to the end than we are to the beginning. So why are we wasting our time effortlessly with nothingness? It's time to communicate and get the shit done and over with. Because if we're not working, go have a good life. I wish
Right.
the best for you.
Hmm.
So
No, I get it. I do. I totally get it. But it's a tough situation. You know what I mean? It can be. It can. Yeah, the communication thing is so important, and that could be the real reason why a lot of times physical love breaks down, emotional love breaks down, and all that kind of stuff. Because if the miscommunication goes too far, too long, and unaddressed, then just like the situation that you're explaining, you didn't know. You could be thinking that, oh, you know how people say something like, we just kind of grew apart. I mean, is that really what happened? Y'all apart, ain't no denying that. But is that the way y'all grew? Or did y'all accept that? You know what I'm saying? It could be a combination. It could be a variety of things that influence that situation to take place. But trust and believe, the two people that are involved in that situation are going to have specific things that they point to. They might tell you that we grew apart, but inside they might be saying, "Yeah, I was sick of that I was sick of that motherfucker." Or this chick, she's selfish. You know what I mean? She want everything. She don't want to give nothing. Fuck out of here. I ain't no reason I should have to beat my meat every night and shit, and I'm sleeping next to her in bed with no drawers. Meanwhile, she thinking like, that's what you get for cheating on me. I'm like, all right, well, if I cheated, like the least you could do is wear some drawers. Create a barrier. You know what I'm saying? Create a barrier. But
and I think that's stupid too. Like, I'm not even going to play that game with you. If we're not going to do it, hey, don't get in this bed with me. And I'm going to stand on it. If you get in this bed with me and you try something, it's going to go bad. I'm telling you no, because I believe no means no. If I tell your ass no, it's going to stick to no. And I'm not going to do shit to entice you. I'm going to put all these pajamas on and some socks. So don't fucking touch me.
So
I don't believe in playing that game either.
no, you're right. But as you know, some people will silently decide to they'll with their mouths they'll say, "Nah, everything is all right. We cool." But they will do things to try to get you back. And then when it becomes an argument, when it becomes a discussion, when it becomes a disagreement, they'll say, "Well, yeah, I guess you don't like when somebody do a you on you, pull a you on you, huh? I guess it don't feel good when it happens to you, huh?" Like, wait a minute. Either we got past it or we didn't. So you're saying we got past it, you saying that we good, but then when you get challenged on that, you saying like, "Oh, well, yeah, I'm kind of getting you back, but I ain't gonna own up. I'm not gonna totally own up to getting you back, but I'm getting you back." And where does that end? Where does that end? because you
Broken relationship built on immaturity instead of being mature in the situation. And I know people hear me say that and they're like, you got your nerve saying something about maturity because your relationships be so silly and childish sometimes because they're always full of antics. But it's nothing against each other. It's just I get with people who have the same personality I have. If I'm a laugher, he's better be a laugher too. We gonna laugh at the silliest shit together and play little childish shit together. And I don't mean childish where we childish against each other. Just we out doing stupid stuff. We get ready to do some of the silliest kid like shit as grown people make other people mad. What I mean by immature is we not going to play this I'm gonna get you back game. It is going to be let's talk this out. And if you keep doing it, I'm done. And if I keep doing it, you need to be done. That's what I mean by that. We can't do the I'm gonna get you back shit. That's not grown. That's not a grown relationship to me. That's what you do in your 20s and your 30s. When you get this age, no, none of that.
Yeah, but you have to also understand, Kim, you can say that because you probably have refused that type of situation for most of your life. There are plenty of people who have courted that type of situation their whole life.
I know that's why I say I can speak for me.
No, you're gonna speak for everybody else. This is a show. You know what I mean, this is not just a Kim and O show. However, that sounds kind of dope, but it's not. So you're gonna speak for everybody, and you're gonna do it now. Because you know how I am. You know what I mean? I make people do shit. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't care. I don't care what you say, but all right.
See? You said I don't care what you say, but all right, cool. That's all I need. So yeah, no, but it like I said, a lot of people really they think that this is the way it's supposed to be. And when you have been taught a certain kind of way, maybe you saw your parents act this way. They were always getting each other back, or playing the revenge game, or the like or the I'm gonna get you before you get me type of thing. A lot of people employ that type of thinking after they've been in a bad relationship and now they mad at all men or they mad at all women. So they tie it's a negative response to getting your heart broken. So it's like, yeah, you know what? From now on, I'm not showing these bitches no love. I'm gonna just do me, and whatever happens, happens. The chips fall where they may, and blah 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 blah. Cliche. You know what I'm saying? So, but people fall into that type of thinking, and it's really so they can protect themselves. I've talked about it on the show before. That song by Mary J. Blige, I've been there and I've done that, but I promise never to be hurt again. Be hurt. Like, you can't control never being hurt again. You can't, you don't have any control over that, because if you take a chance again, that's like saying, after this last car accident, I swear to God, I will never be in another car accident. Are you planning to never be in a car?
That's what it would have to mean. And that still don't mean you're going to be void of a car accident, because you can get in one just walking down the street. A car can run into you, unfortunately.
Exactly.
Sadly, but it can. So.
Mm-hmm. But if nobody explains that to you, like, listen, you got to take a shot. The best you can do is learn from your experiences, good and bad, and try to make better informed decisions going forward. But just remember that the better decisions that you might make doesn't mean that whoever you're making those decisions about or with are going to be on board with it. Sometimes they may nod yes and perform no. Sometimes they may nod no and perform yes. We've all seen it. I ain't doing that shit. Fuck out of here. Like, I ain't gonna listen to none of that shit son be saying, and then you do it. Right, Kim?
Yeah, I'm sure it happens.
Anyway, But I mean,
I don't know what the fuck you think this is, but okay.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I control
I'm a
everything.
Leo just like you. I'm just saying.
But I'm a male.
What
But
are
I'm a
we
male.
doing here?
But I'm a male. Plus, I'm an August Leo.
I'm an August Leo. There's no other Leos to count. What are you saying?
Anyway, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It is what it is. I'm just saying. But no.
My birthday is before yours, so I don't give a fuck what you're talking about.
I'm a year older than you. What you talking about? What you talking about? I'm like 300. I'm like 360 days older than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is you talking about?
So
I'm just saying, young and chill, pipe down. You know what I mean? No wonder you don't understand this shit I'm talking about. You know?
Whatever.
But yeah, you know, it's real shit, and there's nothing to me. There's nothing really worse than leaving a relationship where you really wanted something that, you know, you really wanted to be with somebody, you really wanted to get it popping with somebody, and you don't even really have a clear definition of why it didn't work out. You know how you feel and you know your point of view about how things went, but you can't say for sure. Like, it's tough when you separate from somebody and you don't hate them or don't even dislike them. But you know how it is. Huh?
You are preaching to the choir.
Yeah, I mean, it be like that sometimes. And for a lot of people, that's too confusing for them to even separate. Like, you know, have you ever been with somebody that couldn't break up with you unless they was mad? So they tried to create a situation. Like,
no.
I have. And
that's kind of a feminine. That's kind of a feminine trait, in my opinion. I think when men are done, they're just done. I think that is a feminine kind of trait. Let me make a reason for us to break up. I could be wrong, but I don't know too many. I don't know personally too many men who do that. The men I know who are done, they just done. But I know enough women who I see create reasons to break up when it's like, if you fucking don't like him, just break up. The fuck are you doing? So I just think that's kind of a feminine trait.
A lot of men will tell you it's the other way around. When women are done, they might hang on for a long time, but when they done, they done. And men will do shit like, all right, then fuck it then. You know, since you want to be like that, I quit you. And all they really want to do is spend the weekend with their side chick. They be back on Monday.
You know they ain't ready to be done then. That's what
I'm saying.
They not ready to be done. They just want to fuck around, trash.
In their mind, they may have really wanted to be done because they think that they're having more fun over there instead of at home. But it's just the selfishness and maybe some childishness kicking in. You know what I mean? So regardless, most men will tell you that when women are done, they done. Because, you know, when y'all shut it down, y'all really, really shut it down. Like, okay.
I'm aware.
Like, it might have took 2 babies on the side and mad disrespect. But once it got there, it got there. And by the time it got there with her, this nigga thinking that he could do whatever he want to her. And he cannot understand.
It's never like that. It's never like that. Listen, I wish I could just give a class on this. Because these dudes out here really think they can say, well, she's done with me, I'm done with her, blah, blah, blah. But if they really, really love her and really are not ready for it to be over, and she is, they become a different kind of monster. They absolutely do. And I'm not saying they stop, but I'm saying I wish I could go back and clean up all of my mistakes. I wish I could go back and clean up all my mess ups. I wish I could go back and change where I was wrong. Because when I look back how these guys ended up, I'm like, damn, some of that is my fault. Like the ex, when we were finally done and I was done, and it was nothing really just against him completely, but it really was me just not being able to function, and I couldn't give to nobody else. When he realized that I was serious, and he told me the last thing was he tried to hug me, and he even, I'm not a terrible person at all. Stop saying that.
I didn't say a
Um,
thing. Go ahead and say what you were saying. Yeah, I mean,
um,
you're too easily distracted. I don't even know what you're talking about.
and he tried to make me hug him, and I just wouldn't. He said he knew. And when he told me that he was going to do something different, and I was like, I didn't respond, he said he knew in that moment it was a wrap. And his response after that, people were like, he is going downhill. Like, I have never known this guy to be a dirty guy. But I remember he came over one day talking about he left some stuff over here, and I smelled his arms, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? First of all, you over here on a date, on a work day, you never take off of work, even when you're sick. And now you're here and your arms are stinking. What the fuck is happening here? And he just looked at me like, you bitch. And of course, I'm being an asshole because I'm like, well, nigga, I just asked you a question, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. But when I look back over it, I'm like, okay, he really was sincere in what he wanted us to do and where he wanted us to be. And I think it's easy for people to assume, well, if she breaks up with me or he breaks up with me, I'm gonna move on with my life. But if you are sincere and you really love that person, it's not easy to just move on. And I know that sounds crazy from somebody like me. And I say that I always put my disclaimer out there because I've never been in love. And some of the reason why is because I don't allow a time for it to, like, I'm too quick. If something is not working, I'm moving on. And that's a habit I have to work on, and I've tried to work on. So I never allow enough of it to build up for it to be what it should be, because I'm too quick to be like, all right, well, I'm out. But in reality, in grown people world, if you are sincere and if that other person is sincere, that walk away is not easy. It's not as simple as, oh well, they said they done, and I'm moving on too. That's not reality. And I wish there was somebody out here who teach that, even though they see all this bullshit on social media and this weird group that gets on this stage and says all this kind of bullshit they say, that none of it makes any logical sense in real people world. That only works on the YouTube, internet, reality show world. But in real people love, that's not how that goes. In real relationships outside of the internet, outside of television, outside of all this bullshit, that's not how it goes. That's why you got people out here killing people because they don't want to let go. You got people out here, they just damage themselves because they don't want to let go. And I think some of that too is they're not having communication and understanding any of this stuff. And again, I'll use my own disclaimer because I didn't used to communicate well. So, like I said, I was easy to be like, I don't have to waste my time with this. I'm out. And I may not have meant it like that. I may have wanted something more, but I more was like, you doing too much and I don't have to do this. So that's why I say now this conversation, communication is key. You just have to have it. That's how you avoid that. That's how you avoid that. Like, sir, if you want to go be out with your side chick, instead of fucking her around, say, I want to go be out with my side chick. So she can tell you if this is something she wants to participate in and allow you to do. Now, you need to be grown enough to allow her to do the same thing. Or she can be woman enough to stand on her own and respect herself enough to say, I don't want to be a part of this. And you need to be grown enough to move on. Because if that's where you want to be, then that's where you want to be. But sometimes it takes grown conversations for people to understand that. And I think a lot of people don't want to have a grown conversation. I think people are even afraid of hearing the truth or the reality. Like for some people who want to get into a polygamous kind of relationship, they they think it in their heads and they say, yeah, let's do it. And the other person may say, yeah, let's do it. And it starts out good. It start everybody having a good time, screwing everybody. But feelings get involved somewhere. And somebody's looking at the other person and thinking, wait a minute, they're having too much fun. I don't like that. And you talking to them and not just having sex with them, but you talking to them like y'all cool. And that's where shit turns and goes bad. So
Yeah. So speaking in that scenario, first of all, I want to say that polygamy normally works better than polyamory. Polyamory is when you're unmarried and y'all basically have like an open relationship. You know what I mean? You know, like y'all bring other men and women into your bedroom and all. It's on some real freaky shit. Polygamy is actually you having extra spouses, normally women, normally wives. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about polygamy is that everybody is supposed to be treated equal. If you buy one a car, you have to buy them all a car, the same kind of cars or same value. So like polygamy ain't as easy as motherfuckers think. People be thinking that they practicing polygamy, but they really not. You know what I mean? They just, adding in others into their situation. But I was watching a documentary on Richard Pryor yesterday, right? Richard and one of his wives, the white chick, she was like bisexual or some shit like that, and she was just a total freak. Like she was talking about how she had threesomes with Warren Beatty and other cats in the acting industry. Kim, the fan.
I know. I just moved it. I just realized I moved it. Sorry.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm watching you. Okay, but so Richard was like, no, you can't have a threesome with them other niggas, and you ain't having no threesome with me. We got to have a threesome. She told him, she warned him, when you have a threesome, it doesn't work if you're actually in love. It's not a good situation. He's like, nah, come fuck this shit. Let's do it. So the way she described it, she said, so they had the other chick and they was getting it in and whatever. And she said, I guess it started to get too good. And Richard ran out of the room mad and shit. And he like did some crazy shit, like shot up his car, or, like some old destructive, crazy shit. Cause it was like, the other chick must have been sexing his chick better than him. And she was really, I guess she was really making the chick come. And you know what I mean? He looking like, the fuck? You know what I mean? And she said to him afterwards, I told you it only works if you're not in love. You don't want to do that with somebody you're actually in love with, because it might not go down. The name of the documentary was, I think it was called Richard, but hold on, let me see. It was on YouTube. Let me start off by saying that. Let me go in my history. I watch so much shit on YouTube. Come on, give me okay. I'll find it. I Am Richard. Documentary. I am Richard Pryor. So it looks like this, the red. I Am Richard Pryor. That was a pretty good. It was pretty good. An hour and 21 minutes. It's pretty, I had already seen documentaries about Richard Pryor before, but this one was pretty good. It wasn't like the rest of them that I had seen. I didn't feel like they added in any extra shit or took out too much or whatever, or concentrated too much on just his career. They kind of concentrated on a lot of the things that drove him to be the way he was. growing up in a brothel and all that kind of shit. But yeah, check it out. It was. I didn't think I would really like it, and I did. I wound up watching it, and I would actually watch it again. There were some things that I wanted to pick out of there, but yeah. So yeah, that threesome shit. And it's funny because as we talking about the real reason somebody might be stingy, we're not talking about won't do something. We're talking about being stingy. In other words, you give it out sometimes and you take it back other times, or you withhold other times. So a situation where, like, let's say you did something for somebody because they asked it of you. So they gave you a threesome. They gave you what you asked for. And now that can go two ways. Either it might not go right, and you thinking like, well, if you love somebody, how could you stand to see me with somebody else? You know what I mean? Doing that. Or they might be feeling that way. Well, if you love me, or if you really cared about me, how could you enjoy or get off by seeing me be with somebody else or whatever? And that could make you feel differently about a person. And it might start off with you just feeling differently. And then it's like, well, you like threesome so much. Why don't you just go with the other one that you was having so much fun with when we did the threesome? Because she looked like she was having fun, or he looked like he was having fun. Yeah. That's a crazy thing, too. Dudes calling two men and one chick a threesome. I'm like, well, it is three. However, where I come from, that's called a train. There might only be two boxcars, but where I'm from, it's called a train. But
I don't like it either way.
That shit crazy. A lot of women fantasize about that, though.
I don't. It never have.
Look, and I found that out the hard way. Yo, one of the most disheartening things is when you find out what kind of porn somebody likes. We're like, you might get a rude awakening when you find out what kind of porn somebody. I remember my ex, her porn of choice, because she would leave the fucking tape in the VCR. Like, I'm going to go watch something else on the VCR. I'm like, oh, huh. And you look at the part where it ended off at, and you're like, ain't this some shit? Huh. You have a conversation like, so that's what you like? It's like, well, I'm like, the fuck? What you gonna do with my loving? But these are some of the things that can.
Not like she was into bestiality or something weird.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't into bestiality, but her porn of choice was two men, one woman. I'm like, ain't this some shit? Come to find out that a lot of women fantasize about that shit. I said, well, I'll be damned. Now, knowing them otherwise, you would never think that. But you learn a lot from living with a person and seeing what they actually do. It's hard to escape your true feelings when somebody is around you that amount of time. You know what I'm saying? You know how actually living with somebody changes the game a lot. You can practice a lot. Even if somebody spends a lot of time over your house, when they actually live there, yeah, it's going to get a little different. It's going to get a little different because you may have thought you had the cup all the way full, but you're going to see what it's like to get all the way up to the brim. Let me see. Oh, Clay, you saw that documentary? Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it came out a minute ago, 2019. Yeah. So yeah, she like the two men on I don't know. Ain't this some shit? Nasty hoe. I never felt the same way about her again. I'm like, this disgusting.
Well, what would you prefer her to like?
Oh, so you like that shit too, huh? Nasty ass.
No, I don't. No, I don't like that. That
It's
no.
not about what I would prefer her to like. Even I don't like the two men on one chick. I don't even like the two chicks on one dude.
Yeah, I like regular, porn, normal people, one man, one woman kind of stuff.
I
Not
mean,
that extra shit.
I, uh, I had this one tape. It was like an orgy joint. So you got all of these people fucking and all. And I have to say, it was well directed because although there was so much going on, you was hearing all this, it had to be like at least a dozen people getting it in. But like I said, when I say it was well directed, I was like, they did a good job on concentrating on one at a time. You know what I mean? But I was thinking like, even with this, I was like, this is too much. You know what I mean? All this Caligula type shit. I felt like I was watching the Roman Empire unfold. I was like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, I don't need all that shit. I feel like a man and a woman should be able to get as freaky with each other as possible, but they also have to be on the same page. And when they're not on the same page anymore, then some things can really break down physically. Now, let me say this to all my brothers out there because a lot of men don't know this. Like when a woman let me put it this way. A man should do whatever is necessary to make sure that the woman that he's dealing with feels comfortable with him physically at all times. Because if he doesn't, he may be wondering how come she don't really get wet like that, or like this ass is really trash. I might really like her. She might have a lot of redeeming qualities about her, but the ass might be trash. And you wondering, how did I wind up with this trash ass? He may never own his part in the reason that it's trash. She may not have a trash ass, but it may not juice up the way that he needs it to because he's not making her feel comfortable. And one thing that it can be hard for a man to understand is why a woman don't get wet like some other women that he may have dealt with. He feels like, well, I get hard all the time. Why don't she get wet in the same kind of way? And it might not be until he does some self-discovery, some really deep soul searching, that he realizes, oh, it wasn't her, it was really me. But he has to find out how come it was him, and he'll also have to have the opportunity to turn it around. He may not, the longer you're with somebody, the more opportunities you have to turn it around, if you really mean to turn it around. If you're the type of person that just points the finger at somebody like, it wasn't me, she just wasn't doing this, or he just wasn't doing this, that, and the third. But because I'm talking to men right now, specifically, it ain't always, how, brothers, how one woman's dry might be another woman's fully wet. If you know, you know. That's one thing a woman will never know about another woman, the way her body actually works from the inside. I mean, y'all can know a lot about your anatomy from a personal standpoint, but you don't know how a woman feels on the inside to a man. So that's something only a man can speak to, because we the only ones that have the cavity. I mean, have the tool to go up in the cavity and feel exactly what's going on. So like I said, one woman's dry can be another woman's fully wet. And you might be wondering how come it doesn't get any wetter than that. But you're not taking into account how you never really showed her any real affection, how you never showed her any real understanding. She might be very physically attracted to you, but she might not be the type that can separate her physical attraction from her emotional trauma. And because you're not being patient with her emotional trauma, she might be thinking like, well, it wasn't good the last time. She might be, a lot of women have performance anxiety. So she might be thinking like, because I didn't do good last time, I'm scared that I won't do good this time. And then that can go on from time to time to time. Men know it happens to them. Like, oh, damn, I bust too fast that first time. And and men be feeling like, well, damn, if I keep doing this shit, she gonna stop fucking me, and I gotta pay her more money. Whatever.
I've never heard a woman say that. I'm gonna have to do a poll. I've never heard a woman say they have performance issues. I know two who have insecurity issues, but I've never heard a woman say that she has performance. I have to get the girl group together and have this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they don't say it. I've heard them say it. Let me just get that out of the way. I've definitely heard them say it, and but I've also been present when they didn't say it, but I knew what was going on. Because women have other ways of saying things besides straight saying it. And I'm sure I don't have to tell you that. You know what I mean? But yeah. One chick this is one of the reasons I'm really against all of that waiting a whole long time, that 90-day shit that Steve Harvey got these chicks. You know what I mean? Because this chick held out for a good while. And when we did it, that shit was trash. I was like, and she acknowledged it. She was like, well, I hope you're going to give me another chance because I know it wasn't good the first time. So, I want a chance to make that up. She had my attention. Like, at the same time, I'm thinking like, even if you doubled it, it couldn't be good. It was too much going on. It was too much going on.
That's a psychological thing too. I learned a hard lesson from that. A hard lesson. So I made a guy wait and wait and wait and wait because you're taught that's the thing to do. You don't want to look easy. And I made him wait so long that when it was finally time, he was done before our clothes were on. And I was so disgusted and unimpressed. And then I gave him another chance. And he was done before he touched anything. And I was out mentally, I was like, this dude never has another chance in life to breathe on me. Because mentally I was like, oh, he sucks horribly. And I was done with him. Like my libido was shut down with anything to do with him. And then finally we had a conversation. He was like, it's your damn fault. And of course I'm like, how is it my fault? And he said, because you made me wait. Like I was turning a graduation or something. He was like, you made me wait so long that I was so anxious that you finally are like, yes, that I'm having performance issues. And he's like, and now you don't want to give me another chance because you think I'm garbage. And I'm like, I do. And he's like, but you think I'm garbage because you're garbage because you made me wait forever. And it didn't make sense until he said it like, it's your damn fault. You made me wait forever. And now that I waited forever, I'm fucked up mentally because I'm anxious. So my body and my brain are not working in tandem. And then you thinking I'm the shitter and you the shitter. And I'm like, that kind of makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And I don't even understand that whole make them wait 90 days and all that shit. Like, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, I feel like if we are adults and we're grown, you should just be able to live. Like, I'm not knocking anybody for what you choose to do. Wait, let it be today, let it be in an hour, whatever it is, because the reality is you respond to people the way you respond. And if that vibe is there, it's not even gonna fuck with you like that. If the vibe is real, it is real. Like I know people who screw within 2 hours of meeting each other and they've had a lengthy marriage. But I also know people who screw within 2 hours of meeting each other and they were not nothing 10 minutes later. So I think it just depends on the individual basis. Like we got to stop convincing people that this is what it is. You got to do this. Like these dumbass celebrities coming out with these books. Why the fuck would anybody listen to Steve Harvey anyway? He's been married 122 times. Fuck him. Just saying with his big goofy, weird, fake wig wearing ass self. All right, that's it.
Well, I'm surprised that you looked at it his way, because I'm like, okay, all right, even if he made you, I mean, even if you made him wait for a good while, that might explain him being backed up like maybe the first time, but would that explain all the other times after that?
He only had two. He only had two. The first mess up, and then the second time. I think I don't know. I was probably playing too much the second time, and then he just was like, "Well, come on," and I was bullshitting around. So
still, you know what I mean, a grown man got to exercise some control. So you know, like as much as I would love to let the brother off the hook, like by the time, listen, man, I've known niggas have told me stories of how they bust and they wasn't even fucking. Like they grinding on a chick at a party or some shit like that, and they bust. I'm like, that's amazing. I don't think that's a good skill. You know what I mean? But
I'm gonna give him some grace though. We've been friends. We were friends for about 14 years. And so and again, cause I didn't know, and I'm used to being around boys, because I grew up with boys. So when I'm around them, like I'm not like he's used to me coming to his house chilling. Like I'm kicking off my shoes, I'm laying across his bed if I got on shorts or a skirt. Cause this is my friend and I'm not thinking anything of it. So all he's thinking is what he's thinking, but I'm not thinking shit of it. And then eventually he's telling me, like, okay, I'm feeling this way. But now it's 10 years later, we 30, you telling me. And I'm like, okay, well, let's see what happens. But I'm bullshit because I'm like, well, I don't want to this and this and this and this. So I'm going to give him grace. I'm going to give him grace. You don't have to, but I'm going to give him grace.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I like I said, a man should have self-control. That's all I know. All that.
Yeah.
You know, like there are definitely techniques you can employ in order to wind up, you know, on the early release list. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. I mean, if you like a teenager, I'll give you up to age 22. That's it. After that, I don't know what to tell you, because most stories that I've heard of dudes being like that, that's how they were all throughout their life. It wasn't no one-off. That's who and what they were. I mean, you know, so they lengthy time might have been, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes with a lot of stopping and starting. And a short time was.
I heard my cousin got with him after the fact. I heard my cousin got with him later down the line, and it worked out for her. So,
and that can happen. You know, I mean, maybe she didn't. I don't know, but that can happen. You ain't all of that with everybody, or should I say, you're not the same with everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't. But if he was so attracted to you, then he should have started working out.
Now this nigga like smoke weed.
I don't mean physically working out. I mean he should have. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there are techniques that you can employ that a man should know.
All right. I got it.
No. What I'm saying, he knows his own body. You know what I'm saying? Like, who lives inside of your body besides you? So you know what you gotta do in order to make something happen. It'd be just like if you was playing basketball. You know, if you're not able to make free throws, you gotta practice shooting free throws. As simple as that. You ain't just gonna get better at free throws in a vacuum. Like I'm just work on my inside game, and then that'll probably just help my free throws. No, it won't, dummy. Ask Shaq.
Yeah. I think we just got to come away from some of the old bullshit we were taught that's not always true. I just think that's what it boils down to. All of this, just bullshit. Just bullshit that lands nobody nowhere. It just doesn't. It just, it just make a bunch of dysfunctional ass adults who can't fuck worth nothing, can't have a good relationship. I think that's what it boils down to. You got to break free from some of this stuff. It makes no sense.
So, yeah. And once
I
again.
think your dad thinks I am, Carrie. I think your dad thinks I'm a good licensed therapist.
What'd you say?
I was just answering Carrie. I think your dad thinks I'm a good licensed therapist.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's a man, but
I mean, a dad is a dad, male or female. Your dad.
I'm just saying. I think that Carrie Bradshaw is a man. He says I was with your pop, but he had too many women. Yeah,
my dad did have a lot of women.
That's a dude.
Yeah, I know.
That's a dude. Because only a dude would say some dumb shit like that. Now he done outed himself. You know what I mean? A woman wouldn't say no stupid shit like what he... Look what he wrote. I was with your pop, but he had too many women.
Yeah, that's not how women talk. I know.
You know what I mean? You ever like when certain female rappers, when they spit their lyrics, or even R&B, you can always tell a man wrote them lyrics. Like,
yeah.
Like women don't talk like that or think that way, sir. That's the way you want women to think. They sing this shit anyway.
Women don't say pop. The only time you see it is if it's a girl who was raised by her dad and no females were around. That's the only time.
You ain't never done lied. I ain't never. You're right. Maybe if they was Italian. I have heard Laverne and Shirley call it. Laverne used to call her dad Pop. But other than, mostly men call it, yeah. Let me get this bitch out of here. Get this bitch ass nigga the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Just so random, let this bitch out of here.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. Suck ass nigga.
And Tori said, juice it.
You know what I mean? Listen.
Let me add the dirty band-aid to the injury.
Look, and then they're gonna write Brickyard in there. Like, look, I'm from Germantown. Like, I don't give a fuck, motherfucker. Niggas be killing me. Like, look, I know who you really are. Oh, like, no the fuck you don't. You don't. You may have known me from school, work.
You do, so.
I'm just saying, nobody who knows me would do because, like, there's some things that are going to work. And if you know me, you know what's going to work. That ain't going to work, dickhead. That's not going to work. So you're going to shout out a neighborhood in Germantown. Like, okay.
It's like, okay.
I be loving it when people be like, I know the real you. I'm like, do you? So the real me.
Where do you want?
So let me get this straight. The real me only comes out at certain times, but that's the real part. So the smallest percentage is the real me. Like, damn, I thought the 1%, even though they small, they control the 99%. You know what I mean? But it ain't that's not the real society and shit. The real is the 99. But you want to say that only the real is the one. Okay, I got you. You know what I mean?
That's somebody who didn't hear "I love you" growing up. They right. They didn't hear it growing up. They ain't heard it yesterday. They don't hear it in their life right now. That's the example. Somebody who does not hear "I love you," who gets online and trolls this conversation that holds no weight in their world and adds no value to their world. That is the definite sign of someone who does not hear "I love you." They don't even see affection from pets. That's that kind of person right there. Because pets tell you "I love you" without them ever saying the words. And that's the person ain't never got snuggled by a cat, ain't never had a dog come climb on their lap and lay their head on their shoulder. They ain't never had that kind of life.
You talking about a dog on their lap? They might not even had a fucking stripper on their lap. Now even for money. Now that should let you know something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the kind of person everybody move out of the way. Like, oh, they got the scabies.
Oh, okay.
Your licensed therapist. Your daddy thought I would when he went downtown.
Okay, there's a fake profile. It was made a year ago, but it's somebody who follows the show. They mad about something. I know how it be. They mad. They very, very mad.
Like, they need a little love. They need some love. I'm the perfect person to give them all the love they need.
So let me get this straight. So you was up in the strip club and you still couldn't get her to sit on your lap for money? She said. No, I don't do no lap dances. Bitch, you just got off that nigga lap. That was the last one. That was the last one. I got a 1 lap dance limit. You was on the other dude before him. Good night, sir. Good night. Okay? Good night.
Well, maybe that's not the person who wants a lap dance from a woman.
That nigga lap was already wet. She ain't sitting on that shit.
They don't want a lap dance from a woman. That's somebody who might want a lap dance from a man.
Man.
That could be the reason why you could have triggered them with the word pop. And that sent them into a tizzy because they want to pop something or want to get popped. Could be the reason.
That sound like the kind of nigga that busts through his clothes off of a chick backing it up on the dance floor. She ain't even touching. You know what I mean? He just got extra excited.
That's the type of person who busts on the subway in New York after seeing a performer in the back of the subway doing what he do. I think that's the type of person who busts off of that.
Sounds like the same thing to me. I'll take it. All right, listen, we done. Let's go to this poll question and get on up out of here. I didn't even realize. What happened to the poll question? On my what the fuck? Hold on, let me refresh this shit. Okay, where's the chat? Oh, hold on. I'm gonna refresh the I don't see it on mine.
Well, while you get that together, I just want to say happy birthday, Urban Nights. Whoever's celebrating their birthday today, happy birthday. Happy another year around this thing called Earth.
Word. Okay. The poll question is, should someone discuss it with their partner before making swift major changes to their appearance? Like, let's say if you want to cut off,
Yes.
okay. Let's say like examples are cutting all your hair off, or adding a whole bunch of hair, or getting weight loss surgery, or
Boy,
getting
that's the one right there.
or get
That's the one right there.
or a breast reduction or implants or BBL or something like that. A major change to your anatomy. Should you discuss it with your partner, your whether it's your spouse or somebody that you're in a serious relationship with? Should you discuss it? Okay, so 77%, which I'm surprised. I'm impressed. 77% said yes. You're a couple. It's all about communication. All right. All right. 9% said no. It's your body. There's no need to tell anybody else about it. I'm surprised I didn't hear more of that. I'm glad. 9% said they don't need permission, but as a courtesy, it would be, I mean, it's not about permission. I didn't ask, should you ask them if you can? I asked, should you discuss it? And 5% said, I wouldn't. In other words, I wouldn't discuss it with anybody, but I understand why somebody would. All right.
Well, I don't think people would take into consideration something, especially something serious that's having a bariatric surgery or something where medical is involved in it. That's a serious something you really have to take into consideration. Like I know somebody right now, a couple, and the woman went and had this surgery. And then when she didn't get everything from the husband, she thought she should have gotten support wise. She was angry, and he's like, I didn't ask her to go do this shit. And now she wants me to babysit her and help take care of her while I'm trying to go to work and provide. And then he's not content too, because he's like, this nigga got all this extra ass skin. And now we have to find money for her to go get this other surgery. Like he is not happy. And she feels like he's wrong. And other women are supporting her. And I'm the one on Kim Island who's like, no, bitch, you shouldn't have done that dumbass stuff. Because that's your fault. You caused it. And if he breaks up with you and asks for a divorce, this is your fucking fault. And now I'm the bad guy. As a matter of fact, somebody said, you must want to sleep with him. So I must want to sleep with the guy because I am on his side. So there's that.
All right, so this bitch ass nigga went and made another profile.
Oh, that's all.
He said,
that's somebody who does not hear I love you, and they probably don't even see it. Because who has time? He talking about
around Morton Street and Queen Lane projects. Two areas that's not around the same way. Why the fuck would... First of all, I never hung around no Morton Street. And I didn't hang around Queen Lane projects. So I told him, name somebody I know from Queen Lane projects. Or just Pulaski Town in particular. Just name them. And he said he can name 5. I said, name 1. If you can get up to 5, you doing a hella. This motherfucker don't know me. You know what I mean? He's seen me before. Maybe he knows somebody who know me, but he don't know. He couldn't name one person. Because once he names one person, now he done fucked up. But there ain't a person in this world that can ever say no shit like that about me. No fucking person. Tell that country bitch to shut up. You a lie. Oh, but where is Queen Lane? But where is Queen Lane Projects? I don't know because it don't exist no more. There ain't no Queen Lane Projects. You talking about the building? The building been down since the early 2000s, dickhead. It ain't no Queen Lane Projects. Them homes that they got around there, if you want to call that Queen Lane Projects, all right, go right on ahead. Sounds stupid. Yeah, everybody know I grew up in Pulaski Town. I said, name somebody I know. Name somebody I hung out with. I mean, go ahead. You know everything. You know what I mean? You from Philly, you can say a whole lot of shit. Show and prove. Name one person. Since you say everybody knew me, all right, go ahead. Name
You
who
can always
knows me.
tell when somebody's bothered when they start using bitch. Oh,
Ah,
you're so
man.
bothered.
This motherfucker need attention. And now he's saying, why you rattle? Ain't nobody rattled, motherfucker. Go ahead. Here's your chance. Now,
Came back.
right? Here's your chance.
You did a profile and came back.
You right? He talking about somebody, right? This motherfucker got mad, probably fake profiles and shit like that. He said, y'all lame, see these people on here don't know you. Neither do you. Neither do you.
Another profile and coming back. That's what's lame.
Since you know me so well, what street did I live on? Because you name it Morton Street. What the fuck is Morton Street? What is Morton Street to me? What street did I live on? I lived on Bouvier. That ain't in Germantown, dickhead. That ain't in Germantown. What we talking about?
Hey, Carla.
What we doing? I mean, because you giving out information that's pretty much common, but you can't get specific because you don't know me like that. But one thing is for sure, you hating. And I know how it be. And I know why. Well, I can pretty much figure it out. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do these birthday shout outs and we can get on it. You can give specifics? Okay. Go ahead and give specifics. Boom. You know what I mean? Because I got specifics for you. For real, for real. All right. All right. Let's do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here. It's been lovely. Kim, I appreciate you coming through as usual. Love is love.
Everybody have a great weekend. Stay as hydrated and cool as you can. Be safe because the sun is like, I'm going to squeeze the life out of the people on earth. So just be mindful and be careful. For anybody who is in Washington, hey, watch your damn back. Carry you some pepper spray or stun gun, whatever the fuck you got to do, since those weirdos are marching around DC. Wow. Be safe, black people, brothers and sisters. I'm out. Love you. Except for that motherfucker weirdo. I don't love you at all.
Yeah, I mean, never trust a motherfucker with mad fake profiles. All right. All right, Kim, I'll holler at you later. Be safe out there. Oh, she already gone. All right. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious June 4th, I'm sorry, July 4th, 4th of July, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. First of all, my stepbrother, my man Kerman, happy birthday to you. Also, Jane Walker, my auntie Janice Frost, Tish T. McClendon, Care Gray, Santois Boyd, Saminia Meyer, Elia Na, Milton Tide, Amelia Cannon, Melvin Glasgow, and Natalie Crawford. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious July 4th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, yo, you know how it go, yo. We still try to be with each other, but it wasn't work out. Listen, my brother, yo, you gotta get it together with your girl. She's the one you love, and that's really your world. And I understand as the world turns, sometimes you get hurt, sometimes it really burns, huh? And I ain't talking about no STD. You just trying to get it popping. Yo, it's going to be all right. You'll see. And the world is going to be all right. It's a hell of a place. So sometimes you feel like in your face, all they really doing is playing. I'm just saying, this shit is crazy. Yo, to the Lord, I be praying that the days get a little bit better because I want to be with girl. She hit me up, hit me like a sweater. In the summertime, 100 degrees. What am I doing with a hoodie? Sitting alone with a woody and hoping that things will get better for all of us. I ain't trying to have nobody I can't trust, but I sometimes lust for the better things in life. 3 kids, a dog, a wife, and Volvo station wagon, white picket fence. I'm trying to make you let me know that it gets tense. And I'm immense, trying to get larger than Charles in charge of all things. Listen, what's up, my queen? Yo, make yourself known. Make sure that we have the thing shown that we supposed to be displaying. Just saying. I ain't gonna get in your way. Everything be all right today. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure y'all come on through. Peace, y'all.